So weird how they're all linked together.
light as an hawk, of mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3 children of earth, rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly, for your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to the bridal. I will spread a feast before you in the house of happiness. 6. I am not come to rebuke you or to enslave you. 7. I bid you not turn from your voluptuous ways, from your idleness, from your follies. But I bring you joy to your pleasure, peace to your languor, wisdom to your folly. 9. All that ye do is right, if so be that ye enjoy it. 10. I am come against sorrow, against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you. In the name of the Lord of initiation, Amen. 1. I fly and I light as an hawk, of mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3 children of earth, rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly, for your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and 20, so shalt thou gradually develop the powers of thy soul, and fit thyself to command the spirits of the elements. For wert thou to summon that know must pander to thine avarice, thou wouldst no longer command them, they would command thee. Wouldst thou abuse the pure beings of the woods and mountains to fill thy coffers and satisfy thy hunger of gold?
Bitch, nobody likes shit. Go back to Turkey or wherever it is you come from, Momo. We don't want you here.
I gladly would. The fuck, I don't want to be here either. The fuck?
Bro, go jihad yourself, like you dumb cunt. Fucking wanker.
Hey, no, but seriously, what are you guys fighting about? And can you drop that weird ass accent? Because it's actually like super turn off. Why are you guys fighting though?
We're not. We're just fucking around. It's fine.
Okay, I was like, Jesus Christ. No, there was a great conversation going on here earlier, and I hopped back into this.
It was a dumb cunt. My bad, see.
Good to see you, dude. So who was that talking? And what's your background?
Accident. Oh, he's a dirty ape from Africa.
He's the
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Racism is not cute.
I know he's short as cute as they're brown.
He's the shortest South Sudanese person ever.
Wait, oh my god, don't get upset. And he's a dirty uncle, you know? A dirty homo.
Where's everybody from? Are you guys from the States?
South Sudan.
Where are you from, Momo?
Canada. That's what I was in here, so I was like, I love the title. This conversation could be great.
Where are your ancestors from, though, Momo? Because you don't look like an actual Canadian. So where?
I'm definitely not. I am Azeri. I'm Persian.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you're Persian.
I'm Persian. Yep. Okay.
Momo,
I
how do
see
you
you guys
feel about
like
your men
this
being
on the
cuts?
hair. That's cool. I'm not.
Momo, how do you feel about your men being cuts?
How do I feel about what?
How do you feel about your men being cuts?
My men being cooks? I mean, I could really say the same for America. Y'all love French.
No, Iran's a horrible place. We don't like you guys either. Even if you denounce Islam, you guys are horrible. Cups.
They don't take it in the butt as much as you guys do.
No, they're just a bunch of pussy
comment on that.
country.
Pardon?
They're a bunch of pussy cuts. You can't take back their own country.
I mean, first off,
The Jews are useful idiots. They're fucking like nobody cares about the Jews.
useful. I mean, other than if you think useful as in like they're using Epstein to make everybody in your country a parallel.
Oh God, everything's Epstein.
I guess if
Why, I'm just curious. Why is it that you people? Hold on. Why is it that you people, you Persians, why is it that you guys are constantly slobbing the knob of Israelis? You're like, yay, Israel, they're our best friend. We're allies.
except
Yeah.
you can't really ask me that question because I'm not one of them. So
Yo, where in Canada are you
I'm
from?
like, I'm not really.
Where in Canada are you?
Me, I'm in Ontario.
In Toronto?
Ontario, yeah. Toronto, sorry.
Alright, yo, let's get back. I don't want to hear no more racist shit.
Yo, you choose my word, fam.
Something shit.
Yeah, I don't do racism either. Like, it's not cute. It's literally exactly what the government wants you guys to do. You guys
No, it's just because you don't feel comfortable.
Like, when you don't have a brain of your own, what are you
Wait,
like?
so Momo, I have a question.
You're technically a cook.
Wait, so Momo, is there a race you wouldn't date?
No, actually, but there's a race I would date. I love Koreans. I'm in love with Koreans.
So you're racist.
So you wouldn't date a black guy though, would you?
I have a preference.
Would you date a black guy?
Looking for.
Yeah, you're
I
racist.
have a preference.
No, we're not saying like just dating short term. We're talking about like actually being in a serious committed relationship.
Yeah, but that's just somebody keen inside of you. We're like saying, would you marry a black guy?
No.
Yeah, she wouldn't marry a black guy.
Racist. Yeah, you're racist.
I don't marry a black guy. What do you mean? I was literally
You
talking
know,
to black guys.
Angel.
White people that are marrying.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna start dropping people. I'm
White
gonna start
men
shooting
don't
people
really
in the
have
face.
much going for them.
Listen, hey, Momo, Angel was asking questions. Let's get back on topic because this
Yeah,
is so stupid.
I
Adults
know.
are acting like children.
I agree.
So that's okay. You said you liked the title. Gigi wasn't gonna play.
Sorry, you cut out. Sorry.
She said you liked the title. What was it? A title that attracted you?
Honestly, when I jumped in earlier, it was like talking about politics mostly. So you guys were going on about religion and the politics, and like what's going on in like the Middle East and all that. And I really like that because I feel like we really need to, instead of being at war with each other, we need to get together and talk about it and try and figure out what we as the citizens and people can do, because clearly the government isn't aren't an identity that are working for us. Like they're working for themselves. Their best interest.
Okay, then the question is religion the blame for what's going on in Iran right now?
I don't think it's religion. I think it's power. I think because if you want to call it religion, it would be the government working each other. But as we all know, like the government's all together on everything. Like they don't sit there fighting each other.
Are you in support of the IRGC? Are you in support of the IRGC?
IRGC? Sorry, what's that stand for?
Are you in support of it?
What's the IRGC though?
You said you're Persian.
It's the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Commanders.
Basically Islamic Republic.
Yeah. I'm not in support of it. No, sorry, I didn't know the short form.
They're the ones that are killing.
Yeah, I'm not in support of the Iranian government at all. Like what regime they have going on and whatever is going on next, I'm not in support of it. The only people who are.
Are you in support of Reza Pahlavi? Are you in support of Reza Pahlavi?
Of who?
Reza Pahlavi.
I'm guessing that's the new person who's in office. No.
Come on, man. You're Californian. And you're
honestly, I don't get too into detail. I just see what's going on, and I think it's messed up. Like, I'm not trying to get someone.
Did you go on any of the parades or the marches? Any of the marches?
Can I ask?
Yeah, my family all goes to interpretation. My whole family goes to those marches.
Can I ask? So you said that you just see what's going on. Can I ask your lens of it, your interpretation of what's going on right now?
My interpretation of what's going on is, pretty much America has been taken over by Israel. Like, Israel just runs everything going on in America. Like, the government, everything they're deciding, I feel like, is based off what Netanyahu has to say. What happened between Israel and Iran is, I think that's based off of all the bullshit that they've been putting on Iran. I think that's based off of all the, like, everything that they've been trying, like, it goes all the way back to when they were saying to Iran to not make nuclear bombs back in 18 goddamn whatever. And I just feel like Iran finally had enough of it. I don't think it has anything to do with religion, as I said.
Momo, with all due respect, you didn't know what the IRGC was.
I didn't know the short form.
Hold on. People don't refer to it as the long form. So regardless, it's okay. I'm not going to talk. No, listen. The IRGC, the Reza Pahlavi, the Crown Prince, you didn't even know him, right?
No,
hold on. This is the problem I have. You don't keep with that.
It's just a learning opportunity.
Hold on. So this is the problem I'm having. So, but you know.
The TV show!
Rooms or
Hey, baby!
Israel. But you don't know.
I blame Israel is because of what's been going on in Palestine with Israel. I stand with you with doing How do I see it? Bombing? Listen, they're out here bombing schools.
Basketball wise.
They're trying to say that.
Put her down for 5 minutes, man. She not finna be calling y'all no hoes and shit because she can't articulate it.
To schools, all girls schools.
Yeah, we're talking about the meeting.
It sounds like you're gonna land into the side of a building. So do you know who blew up that school by accident? You know who did it?
They're trying to say he ran it themselves, but that's the same thing they said about Palestine.
Momo, stop. The United States of America came out and said that they did it by accident.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Not Israel. And listen to me, Momo. You should be careful now, Momo. And 2 months prior, you know who was in that school? The
issues.
Honestly, just news channels here and there, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Like,
You never actually done the due diligence to actually go see if any of those things are false news.
As I said, news channels, news, online, everything.
But do you know that? Are you aware that the news can actually?
Of course, it's something that is, of course. And that's exactly what I'm asking.
So where did you
hear that the IRGC was in these schools? Was it American news channels? American news channels, because Israel was saying the same thing about Palestine when they bombed hospitals. So now, this is why I say Israel is the issue. Because if you're saying you're bombing hospitals because there was terrorists in there, Hamas, and now you're saying, and now America's saying, there's terrorists inside of all.
Let me ask you a question. You know that?
So
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Momo.
Listen, when they attack American hospitals,
You know that how the whole world condemned that Israel? They said Israel threw a bomb at and 750 people died inside. You remember that in hospital? And the whole world blamed Israel, and they said, "Holy fuck, you guys are dirtbags. You're fucking killing people in hospitals. You killed 750 people." And everybody was condemning Israel. But then 3 days later, it came out that Hamas threw a missile. It had a shortfall, and it landed in the parking lot of a hospital, and nobody died. But nobody said sorry. Nobody said, "Oh, we fucked up." They just kept going on to the next line. And it's sad because I held a room on here for the past couple of years. But I held a room one day, and we called up restaurants in Gaza during the middle of the so-called genocide. And you know what happened? They picked up the phone. "Hi, Habibi, how many people are coming?" There's a war going on. Everything was flattened. Israel's carpet bombing the place, but there's restaurants open. There's shawarma stands. There's ice cream parlors. There's fruit and meat markets that are open. There's also the Nutella store that opened up in a new mall inside Gaza.
I love Nutella.
But it was all flattened. And all of this was open. And I called on the air 6 restaurants, and they all picked up the fucking phone. But it's all flat. Carpet bomb. Nobody's there. The problem is, without lies and people like you, unfortunately, you seem like a nice lady, but they've got you indoctrinated. So without lies and people like you, the Pali story dies. But they need people like you and lies to keep it growing. It's like cancer. It's bad luck. It's 50-50 chance to catch cancer. It's not genetics. It's bad luck. It's bad luck to have people that spread bad shit and lie, because you didn't even know who the IRGC was or Reciprocity, but you know Israel and the atrocities you claim that they committed. That's sad, my friend.
Yeah, that was kind of sad to hear. So, there's statements taking place, and you mentioned before that just to have people come together. I think you mentioned, to talk about it. So if we are talking that the information that you're talking about isn't actual information, then where do you see the conversation going? How do you build solutions from hallucination and stuff that is aimed to make, that social threat, that takes place in the framework of communication, destabilizing the framework of communication?
Did she leave?
Feelings.
It was amazing how vocal and clear her voice was when it was talking about Israel. But when you asked her about the IRGC, and she's Persian, she said, "What? Who is that?" Or Reza Pahlavi? She didn't even know who the fuck. Get the fuck out of here. How the fuck? That is so disheartening. It actually makes me want to have a tear. That she's so focused and concise on Israel, and she knows accuracy. Like, she's so accurate. This is what she's been told. And I blame the people that tell her this life. It's sad.
I just came back in. How did it go with the rabbi?
It obviously went to shit.
Did it?
I remember you started to shit.
Like maybe a couple minutes after you.
Yes.
Well, I mean, look, everyone's going to have different opinions. He's a smart man. I like having smart people on the stage, no matter what position. Last night we had not the smartest. I know. Have you been there with the guy who's the car mechanic in North Jersey?
No.
You heard that one? That was trippy. So, I mean, I just think it's great to have dialogue in here. That's a hard one. That's centuries old.
Were you here now when the lady came in that was Persian?
No, I just.
So she was Iranian, Persian. So what's her stance on the IRGC? She said, who's the IRGC? I said, are you in support of Reza Pahlavi? She said, who's that? And then she started to blame Israel and everything. But she knew everything about Israel, supposedly.
You sure she was Persian?
Who knows?
She had.
She looks there.
But she lived in her profile.
How was the accent? By now, you guys could probably see.
You know,
It seems like she was born. It sounds like she was born in Canada.
Yeah. Why do we have like so many Canadians that are just, no offense, but like
They're fucking dumb.
some of them are, yeah. How's the
And they
school
follow,
system?
they're like sheep. They follow their crazy.
Abby, I got a question for Abby. Abby, what kind of casinos do you think they're going to build in Iran? Like, where would you build them? On the lake? Because I've been seeing some of the beautiful vistas.
We want his palace. We want Ayatollah's palace. It's like a $3 billion mansion palace. I think it would be a perfect venue for like a high rollers one. But there was a very famous casino in Tehran. It was run by, I'm going to say maybe London clubs managed it, but it was a very well-known one in the Middle East. So
It was their Monaco.
There used to be someone who was Persian in the group was telling me that it's still there. Like one of the ones, the facility is still there. So how the one does in the UAE, I'd rather take their money in the UAE and just have them all come over and spend there. But I think his palace would be a good. I hope we don't blow it up.
Well, in Chicago, we have the Medina Temple, and the Medina Temple was converted to a casino as they're building the new Bally's Casino downtown Chicago. And, you know.
It's a Bally's company. Bally's is the heart and soul in Chicago. That's where it started.
Yeah, the
Bally's Manufacturing, isn't that from Chicago?
Even the gym. You know what it was? All of that was a huge spin-off from Sears, and Sears had launched 100 different companies, and but I'm just saying, like, the casino gambling industry, it is pretty amazing. I really just like it for the food and like the people watching.
Mr. Chicago, wasn't the Bally's Manufacturing, the pinball machines, wasn't that started in Chicago? Am I wrong?
Yeah, and Bally's gym. Bally's was the largest gym on the planet, but now LA Fitness has taken it all over, which is owned by Wells Fargo.
But fact check me, before there was a gym, before Bally's Fitness, there was Bally's Manufacturing that made pinball machines. You're probably too young to.
No, you never seen the Jacob's Ladder pinball machine? You just bounce that metal ball all around until you finally hit the jackpot. Rabono Shalom, news alert! Breaking news in Israel!
Williams, I think, the pinball maker, also in Chicago. Does anyone play pinball in here? Am I the only pinball player?
I bet.
I mean, I played.
You gotta use that shot.
What's the thing with the?
Everybody's playing Meta Quest now. Everybody's doing 3D Meta Questing. It is so exciting. Have you used these new Mark Zuckerberg, Priscilla Chan Meta Quest 3D fake book goggles? Honestly, I am like blown away. And you wave these like lightsabers against these cubes and you cut them in half. It's the most boring fucking game you've ever played. Don't save your money. Mark Zuckerberg does not know how to make video games.
Wait, can I just go back to pinball for one more second? There's this really cool place, if you ever come to Vegas, it's the Hall of Fame. And it's like the size of maybe a small Walmart or 2 CVS's. And it's just pinball machines and like the old Atari. Did anyone ever play Atari games?
Oh, yeah.
I went to Atari console. I went to the one place in
It's across from Mandalay Bay, David.
No, I went to the one in the Luxor.
No, but that's an arcade. I'm not talking about
the play game, whatever it's called. Yeah, I went there.
Oh, for the adult plays.
Yeah, the play game. Yeah, it was actually a good time. It's fun. It's a fun time. It was a good time.
Well, Rabboni Shalom, another day, another miracle. I think Amir's room says it's day 25, 26. I personally have lost count. I thought it was day 4, day 40. It doesn't make a difference to me. But, you know, why are people saying that Donald Trump is in secret negotiations, but yet MBS and Netanyahu says, no, you can't go into secret negotiations. You got to smash him, destroy him, fight him, turn him into dust. Why can't we have an equilibrium or some type of peace? I mean, do we have to regime change, or can we do a little regime change? Have we done enough regime change? How much regime change is too much regime change? Just a question, just a thought. Thought I might share. This is Megatron. I am complete.
With all due respect, nobody cares.
And Megatron was Trump.
Sorry, David interrupted me. Go back to drinking your tequila, David. What was that, Abby?
There was a recent comment from our president about your governor being a fat slob. Is it true?
Is it true that he's a fat pig? No, that's a fact. He is on Ozempic, though. You got to give him some credit. The man has lost 150 pounds. And that's a lot of weight to take off of such a frail body and such a low IQ body. But, there is absolutely no way he wins the election because, Darren Bailey, I don't know if you know who Darren Bailey is from Southern Illinois and his Democrat handler, Aaron Delmar, but they are not going to win the election either. We have a conundrum coming up in the election, but what's important is the Chicago mayoral election of February 23rd. 2027, and I am running. You can go to chicagomayorvote.com or johnkitoverchicago.com or chicagomayorelection.com because this art project, you could call it a clubhouse combo. It's been a lot of fun. Some of you I've taken for a ride. Some of you have given to my first congressional campaign, and I thank you. You helped me get a delicious steak dinner, some wonderful white fish, some red wine. Oh, what a night we had in Bloomington, Illinois, on your dime. Some of you in this room have given to John Kitover. But all I want to say is let's get back on topic, focus on the war. What should be the goals and objectives over the next 48 hours? It's silence.
Halfway through when you were talking, and you realize some people didn't read. Oh, it's so boring. Let's go, Brandon around like 10 to 12.
Well, at least I can articulate, unlike some people in this room. Are you gonna articulate? Are you gonna articulate with that ejaculate? Hello? Sorry, I didn't meet your strict standards, Acek. Acek is a harsh critic. Anybody else notice that? He says things are awful, horrible, terrible. What a critic. Achik must have great taste in art. He must be so discerning when it comes to pieces of artwork. No, that's awful. That's horrible. I would never buy that for my house. That's awful. He'd go to a Tiffany Sotheby's auction and watch like. I think it's pronounced sumcum, cum. It was during the Matrix, Achik. You sound awful, horrible, and terrible. So, as you heard just a few moments ago, where Rabbi Litvin, the bluegrass rabbi, who knows
is religion the root of all evil? Which one is the worst? And I don't know if any of you, if any of you want to see what the vote is, please participate in the vote. And I left one in there, so in case you're worried about people looking at your back channels and seeing, I put nudist. But 64% of the people are just dropped 62%. Well, yeah.
With all due respect.
You don't have any respect because you're interrupting. So 64% of the vote so far, the worst religion, number one.
How do you feel about this?
I voted.
I also, doxing, by the way, I also would consider this.
Has anyone on this stage ever been to a nude beach?
Okay,
I'm not going to talk crap.
okay,
It's like old people, and like literally, I saw more kids hit the ground than pre-gaming. Trust me, you stay away.
Okay, we have somebody on stage that I've been wanting to get on here. Peace fighter. How are you? How you doing? Salam alaikum. How are you? I want to talk to you about the title of the room. I want to talk to you about the poll. There's a poll too, please. If you enter in the poll, then I'll ask you a question, and then I want to talk about the room. So please enter the poll first. The poll says, is religion the root of all evil, and which one is the worst? You can select there. I made it fair. When you deal with that, let me know. I can see if you voted.
But I see enough people
Listen, don't worry about the people. Can you please vote? Please. Vote, my friend. And then we'll go.
I really would like to do a favor of nudists.
Okay, but Peace, can you please vote? Peace? Brutality, 1 second.
I already know. I refuse to believe that your heart is not cold. I refuse to believe that.
Did you guys not hear what he said? All Palestinians are terrorists? That's what he said.
Trump believes that.
I don't give a fuck what Trump. Oh my god. Trump believes. Okay, what Trump believes is none of my business. It's about what the facts and the truth are and is.
96% of MAGA supports the Gaza war.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about what is the case because you said that 70% of the population of Gaza went and voted in Hamas 16 years ago. You do know that it's when they wanted to have elections, it was Netanyahu who stuck his foot in because he didn't want to have. He prevented elections. Hold on for a second. Also, 50% of the population are children under the age of 18. So many of these people weren't even born. Okay?
Let me ask you a question. I had grandparents killed in the Holocaust. They were taken out of the town and shot into a grave. Okay, take it. Language is just about communication. So if you got my point, you got it. You know you got it. You got it.
Given your ancestry and the fact that your ancestors
He lied.
why do you not have your passion for the Palestinian people and know what your people went through?
Republicans vote for Paul Miller. Oh my God, what is it going on?
When the Nazis warned the Jews of the town that they're coming and everybody should run. The Israelis freaking leaflet. No, man.
Did you know what happened? Know that they actually hold on for a second. First of all, it doesn't make the actions any better or worse. First and foremost, and second of all, you know there's this whole idea of proportionality, right?
You don't think they would be there? They're all over the fucking place.
You can't. Give me some. Okay, no. Although there's different rules for the Arab, the Palestinian.
They still have more religious freedom. They can still drive a car when Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
They can drive a car.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia you can. You know that?
Yes, you can. You can.
Maybe this year they started.
Man. During the Nazi time, why did he about Jews alone? Why did he let them escape?
Because he couldn't finish the war. He lost in 45.
So God helped him save the Jews, correct?
No, God helped him and he couldn't get to all the Jews.
The same thing with the Palestinians.
Hitler actually had a policy where he's trying to force immigration and actually push out the Jews in this is from 1933 to 1941. This is before the final solution. There's a lot of this of taking their assets. There's threats made. I mean, it was all wrong. But there was, if Hitler wanted to come and get rid of every single one, he would have done it from day one, right? Because he came to power in 1933. He ended up doing this nonsense in 1931. What's that? But isn't the ethnic cleansing? Wait, isn't ethnic cleansing the policy? What's that? You actually don't fucking know shit. Hold on, shut up. Let's just go starve them.
Amir.
So I guess Israel has taken a fucking note out of.
Amir. You never had such a boring room in a long time.
Because you're here. You're getting roasted right now. Yeah, I know. I get it.
You give me 30 seconds, I'll give you 30 seconds.
Hitler gave y'all an opportunity to leave, sweetie. You want to really wake it up? He gave y'all a chance to leave. And if you chose to stay, whatever happened to your ancestors, that's on you. How does that feel when I say that?
70% of the Palestinians voted for Hamas in 2007. Let me talk, Ace. And then they came in October 8th. There was already protest in New York City about Israel when they were the victim of the war, right? Now, this has nothing to do with genocide. This has to do with the Jews. The Jews were hated wherever they went. They're hated by everybody. And
that doesn't even make no sense. That's like me saying, okay, well, guess what? I'm a black woman. So I'm a black woman, so I can say the same thing. Black people, whether it's Asia, whether it's North America, South America, black people are at the bottom of the caste system. We're disenfranchised. So we can create a whole narrative as well, the same way you're creating one.
There's no white boxers like that.
Exactly. You want to deny how much we're hating you're the only one you're the only group that's hating around the world. But you know what the difference between you and us is? You guys manage to have power all over the world. Because if I go to Brazil today, I can tell you, if I go to Mexico today, I can tell you who's in power. And they're European Jews. They're European Jews. So everybody shows. So why are black people hated all around the world?
They're jealous. They're jealous that they have good athletes, good singers.
So you're jealous of us and you're jealous of you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, jealousy is a motherfucker, I guess.
Wait, no. Was it jealousy that created the fucking transplant and slave trade?
Yeah, it was jealousy. It was jealousy that did all of that. It's all jealousy. It's all jealousy.
Yeah, jealousy, yes. And it happens to be that God cursed.
You mean the sign of what Jews were taking into
see, now you're talking about God.
Wait, the Crusades were jealous of the they wanted to go India.
God cursed the Israelites, and he just said God cursed the white people
why people can't stand a state called Israel? A lot of you Jewish people, because of the evils you perpetuate across the fucking global universe.
But that's not all. The evil that Sam perpetuates.
Something, sister.
We can't just generalize and say, oh, Jesus.
America did more evil than any other country. America
See, we'll dismantle your argument because you're speaking a generalized statement.
America did more evil than any other country. America did more evil than any other country.
Okay, listen, you're right, but let me finish. Check this out. There's a very important analogy that I want to say, and I want to capitalize on what Sister said. She said, not all of you are like that, right? Okay, cool. Let me tell you something. If there was 20 poisonous, a smart person is still not going to fucking put his hand inside the fucking
bucket. When I go to an ATM machine in Brooklyn and I see a black guy in a hoodie, I stay clear.
You're racist, motherfucker.
It's the same analogy.
You are being a hypocrite.
It's the same analogy.
I'm gonna give it
Let him respond, please.
I'll tell you.
You respond like that. You said that. Abaya, respond.
I said about blacks.
If there was 20, okay, there was 20 snakes in a bucket, and someone told me there's only 5 of them that's poisonous. Don't worry about it. Your odds are good in terms of your pickings. You're good to go. The other 15 are not. You know what I'm gonna do?
On the face. Stop.
You shot my face.
You just got shot in the face. There you go.
Baby, I was gonna ask him if he has a orange mark on his forehead from Trump's balls being there.
Yeah, but I have a question for brutality. So can you please explain the difference to me as a Jewish man, but Jew and Jewish? What's the difference? Brutality, are you on the phone? Okay. Peace. So can you explain to me why a little Jewish boy that was born in Bethlehem, how that doesn't give you a signal on why we don't have ties to the land?
Mr. Bibi, you ignore one main thing. I didn't ignore that the Jewish people have the right to live side by side with us as a Palestinian. Listen, I born in a city called Nablus. You know Nablus?
Yes, I know Nablus.
Yes. We live side by side as a good neighbors, Muslims and Christians and Jews. Can you ignore that?
No, I believe you're correct. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We live side by side. We have no problem.
Okay.
Until you came.
Until who came?
The occupation came. You got
what occupation? What occupation?
Your occupation.
Explain it to me. So did you ask a Jew to get on this app? Hold on. Did you ask a Jew to get on this?
Ignore that.
Did you listen? Did you ask a Jew? Holy shut up. You're gonna get shot in the face again, bro. I don't like pulling out my gun. Did you ask a Jew to get on this app tonight? Did you ask permission to get on this app tonight? Did we occupy your home? Did we hand you a cell phone and say you're to use it tonight to get on the clubhouse? So you did that on your phone free real quick. You need your own money.
Of course you did.
Okay, you're not an honest character. Here's a liar. Okay. Jew and Jewish.
The difference between Jew and Jewish. I mean, obviously, Jew, when you see Jew and you actually go to like the Ethiopian Bible, the Jews and all that, you'll see that these people are people of melanin skin color. They got dark skin, brown skin, different shades of brown. They're Jews. I'm saying it's all different shades of brown.
So where are the Jews born? Where are the Jews born?
Why did you treat them out to talk to you?
Honestly, you just got shot. Where are the Jews born? Brutality.
You said where were the Jews born?
Yeah, these ones that you're talking about that are black, brown skin. Where are they born? Where are they from?
You said the Jews have a black, brown skin.
You said that. I'm repeating what you said. I'm asking you a question.
I'm saying.
So don't repeat anything like I said it.
I'm referring to my head. I'm saying, referencing it back in my head. What I said. I mean, obviously, it's just from
no, it's not. You're making mistakes, bro.
From my knowledge, I was told that Jews are black and Jewish is white. I'm saying
Who told you this? Who told you this?
I'm saying
Who told you?
told me this.
Quit denying his Jewishness, you Jewish people.
The black is.
Who told you this, sir?
I didn't fucking count. I live in fucking Nigeria, bitch.
Blacks is real Jews. You guys are bigots. Why are you trying to steal the one thing black people have, which is Judaism? You guys are.
Well, call me a punk when you end it. It's okay. But listen, call me punk.
Damn.
No, but listen, brutality. So the Jews are the ones that are black, dark skinned, and with big dicks. And the Jewish people.
I ain't saying all that.
Oh, I thought because they're black, they would have bigger dicks. But anyways, the Jewish people. So the Jewish people, they're lighter. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, Jewish. You understand ish? The ish.
No.
Ish. You understand what the ish means? The ish means
Like Danish? I like
Jew,
it
but not
Danish.
really Jew.
Danish is
But not really Jew. That's why they got Jewish.
Do you like Swedish fish? I like Swedish fish also.
No, he likes sweet fish. He likes sweet fish.
The ish means it's almost like that, but it's not that. You know what I'm saying? Ish.
Oh,
Like,
so
how
are the
do you say,
Danes?
I'm
Are the
Danish,
Danes
they're not
not
really
really Danes? If they're Danish, are they not really Danes? Are Swedes not really Swedes? If they're Swedish?
I love you,
Just
all.
Can someone ping ish in here?
I love you, all.
I'm to Ish. I don't want to talk to Ish in forever.
It's race and culture.
Why is this Jewish woman talking while this Jew is talking?
Because, Pepe, you never told me if you went to Chompies. Speaking of this subject, you had an assignment. Didn't I give you homework, Pepe?
Oh yeah, I didn't go. I'm too lazy.
Yeah, okay. Well, you were supposed to report on the mishmash, which is Ish.
It's that's right. It has matzo balls. The only time I've had matzo, I did Passover once with my ex when I was in college, but the only time I've ever had it is mishmash soup.
This explains everything. Pepe got his heart broken by the beautiful Jewish girl.
No, it's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hold on, does that mean Pepe's kind of Jewish now?
Well, he will be after he gets the mishmash soup. It makes him Ish.
Okay, now we can hear you. Go ahead.
It makes him Ish adjacent.
Yeah.
Sheppy, we didn't hear you. Anyways, Puria, what's going on?
I mean, if Pepe's girlfriend
She's more dominant. She's more dominant. I think she's
She was a sweet girl. She passed away.
Oh,
Not while I'm seeing her. But she did like a
How'd
year
she
after.
die?
She was his girlfriend because she was friends with some of the guys I lived with in the dorm. But senior year, she was on the back of his motorcycle, and they both from what I heard, he was intoxicated. I learned that years later, but they both ended up hitting the side of a brick house, and they both died.
damn, that's sad.
That's so fucked up. I'm sorry to hear that. That's fucked up.
Apologize, Pepe.
It's cool.
You know what we haven't heard from, unless you guys did, I didn't hear, from Pro. How you doing, Pro?
What's up, boss?
What's up, buddy? What do you think about the title of the room, my friend?
Beautiful.
Well, what do you, yeah, thank you. What do you think about, like, do you think religion is the biggest problem coming out of Iran today? Israel intertwined with the United States, the link together. Do you think that they're solving this problem?
Anything America does, I support in Israel. I'm one of those.
Oh, so you're a good person.
Yeah, if you say that, then that's what I am. Thank you.
Awesome. Because you believe what's happening today is going to be better tomorrow for our children?
Definitely.
That's awesome. Yeah. I got really no smoke. But I want to know more on, do you find that there's an uprising in anti-Semitism? And let's be fair, anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, what do you think's higher?
Anti-Semitism.
Anti-Semitism's way fucking higher.
Absolutely.
Islamophobia was common.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say anti-nudism. It's also
Yeah, anti-Semitism is bad.
anti-Semitism came from multiple angles, and it was because I was in more far right spaces, and so I was never one of the JQ people. In other words, people that harp about the Jews and have a lot of them are just conspiracy theorists or Nazis, but I do remember you kind of had to go out of your way to find those people, and then God, I would have never thought a few years later it started becoming pretty popular, mainstream, a lot of stuff. And this is before October 7th, and then after October 7th, you saw and right before October 7th, you had Kanye, you had all of this shit, and Kyrie Irving, and then it just started. So it got multiple populations or groups. So it was you had it with the blacks, you had it with people on the right, you had it with, of course, people that were on the left, and then it just kind of bloomed everywhere, and it's kind of it went very mainstream. And it seems it doesn't matter really what your community is, racially or ethnically, or which political leanings you have. You're gonna have there's gonna be a lot of people that I guess are anti-Semitic now.
The question is what's the next step that they do? That was what was happening in the room last night when the guy just went off about schools and school boards, and I said, what are you going to do? Car mechanic just broke a car and they're a Jew. He said, help them. So the next step is acting out on it, and acting out an actual prejudice. I kept saying, let's take the word Jewish out and put the word black in, and imagine if I just said that. And the fear is that you go to that next level of actually discriminating and doing an act of discrimination, not selling your house to someone, not hiring someone, or that's competent because of that, or not waiting on someone in a restaurant or whatever. It's the next step. And then the step after that is when you actually commit harm, physical harm. So, and there's different kinds of harm, but that was what was the weird part last night, talking to that guy. I wish someone who's on stage was in the room and heard it.
Well, I think that just my personal opinion, I think Jews in America, and fuck it, I'll say in the West, have been trying to fight this in a way that's making people, and I'll just say it, and I sincerely mean this, in a way that will only turn people against you, and I cringe when I look at it. Even I think that it's way, way over the top. And
can I tell you why, bro?
Sure.
So the Jews that I know, and I surround myself around, they say no more trembling new Jew. They believe that the Jew that's soft and wants to do things politically correct and just keep quiet is no more.
We're talking about something totally different. We're talking
No, I'm telling you, and I understand. So Jews are becoming aggressive in their way to fight anti-Semitism, and which attracts people to say, fuck you. And they're like, good, at least we got it out of you and we know where you stand.
That's not what
anti-Semites hide.
I'm not talking about what tough guys. I'm not talking about what tough guys would do. I mean,
no, it's not tough guys. You have women, strong Jewish women, are pulling it out of people because the problem is with the legislation.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking. Okay, look, I don't think Jews should be pussies. When anti-Semitism was popping up a lot on this app. See, I was used to arguing with the Nazis and the JQ obsessed people. So we thought there's a lot of people that were kind of in those circles who kind of thought oh God, here's this guy going on. These guys start spurting out about Jews, and it was just the debates never went anywhere. They can never prove their Jewish conspiracy theories. And now, so I was kind of a lot of the people that were spitting out the anti-Semitic shit, I could tell they had just learned it, and so it was pretty easy to dunk on them. But when it comes to fighting back, I think that's a good thing, but not when it comes to the legislation stuff, there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, you've had Israelis come on national TV here in the United States and say, in order to, I won't do the Israeli accent, but in order to save the First Amendment, we need to limit it. Just stupid, absurd shit. And I think the IHRA definition or IHRA definition is of anti-Semitism is way too fucking vague, way too. A lot of people have a problem with it, including myself.
What part of it do you have a problem with it? First of all, it's an advisory statement. You know that. It's used as an advisory statement. But what specific sentence in it do you have a problem with?
So when it came to, even in the context of religion, you couldn't. I feel like you could have.
Read it. Read the words. Okay, don't like. I don't need to put you through this, but yeah, I'll send it to you.
I'll have to look it up and come back to it.
So that's the.
But then there's also. Sure, and then there's also the BDS laws. I have a problem with them for a reason too. Because I don't think that you should. I understand it has to do with people that are going to have contracts with the government, but I still, it's a little invasive for my liking. But then especially what we saw in foreign countries that don't have the constitutionally protected free speech.
What the fuck, man?
Stop anti-Semitism after they instituted in Australia, I think is fucking horrible. They've arrested so many people, I think, just for saying shit like river to the sea. Now, I understand that's an offensive thing to say, but I think anybody in the Western world should get over chanting that. No, you just document it, and if that person has to look for a job someday, I mean, that shit's gonna fall.
How are they arresting people for saying? Could you cite a case where they actually arrested someone for because people? Yeah, I mean, you went into the Matrix.
Bro, look at Pepe. Look at the link I just posted. The X link.
Neighborhood dressed up as a Nazi. But if you
You were in the Matrix. You didn't hear what you said for a good 20 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, if you start over, it'll probably be better. But look at his bio, Pepe. It literally says, from the river to the sea, this flag is all you see. Now, why is it wrong when the Palestinians do it? But, no.
Jack, you say and you can say it. You can say it. Nothing's stopping you from saying it. What I was saying. The Matrix?
No, you're good now. But if you want to start over, because we didn't hear anything you've been saying.
I was saying, it's not in our country. It's absolutely perfectly legal for you to say that. For you to dress up as a Nazi and go marching in front of my house. You can do that. However, if you do that combined with some act of aggression towards me, it's different. If you do that and you couple that with an act of discrimination, it's different. But you have every right in this country to, if you want to hate, you can hate. No one's going to stop you. You're constitutionally protected to hate. If you take that hate and you couple it with a crime or with a discriminatory action, it's different. So if that car mechanic who works for, say he's at what's the big muffler company, one of those muffler places, and someone comes in and he refuses to help them because they're a Jew, it's different than him just hating on Jews. He does an act that's different, but you can say river to the sea. I know what it means. I know what I take it to mean, but you can say it here. You can dress up. Look, what other countries do is and who knows if the person got have laws, by the way. There's certain things you can't do in certain facilities. You can't have certain political statements in certain places. Like some commission meetings don't allow political slogans. I mean, we have some boundaries on that, but by and large, you can have all the hate you want.
Germany, you can't say that.
Yeah, in Germany you can, but we don't live. And
No, I get it.